Good morning, everyone. Cell phones are a useful tool. They help us stay connected to friends and loved ones, and they're a resource for obtaining useful information. But if not used in moderation and with appropriate guardrails, mobile phones can become harmful, especially to children and students. So I'm bringing forward a policy to help our county support school administrators and parents keep students focused on their studies, on being social with their friends, and protecting mental health. The U.S. Surgeon General and the APA, as well as Governor Gavin Newsom, have all made a case for restricting the use of mobile phones during the school day. So here I am today to introduce a new policy along with a grant program to get our county involved in the fight to curb the use of mobile phones on school grounds and in the classroom. So I'm going to talk about two parts of the policy. First, there's the policy I'm presenting on Tuesday at our board meeting for the county to get our mental health experts involved in supporting school districts throughout our county to develop and implement plans to reduce mobile phone usage among our young people. And second of all, I'm here to share information about a new partnership that I have formed with a nonprofit to make lockable mobile phone pouches, mobile phone lockers, and mobile phone pocket holders available to middle and high school students across my district that want to pilot programs to limit phone use. As a parent of a small child who is just starting school, and of course as a person who values data, I've been really focused on a lot of the statistics around mobile phone use. And it shows pretty shockingly how much students are being harmed by using their mobile phones in the classroom. According to Pew Research, 75% of K-12 public school teachers in the United States report that smartphones are a major problem for schools in their classroom. And a recent study by Common Sense Media found that 97% of teenagers use mobile phones throughout the school day. Another study shows that students receive an average of 237 notifications per day, many during school hours. So think about how hard school is already. And then layer on top of that the distractions caused by your phone, and then the trauma created by cyberbullying. 59% of U.S. teens have experienced some form of abusive online behavior, and the majority is being seen on mobile phones. So the mental health of our kids is being severely impacted when they are tethered to their cell phones. Our county is our region's lead public health agency, and we have access to experts to help. So I'm calling on us as a county to leverage our behavioral health firepower along with other resources to help schools figure out how to tackle this problem. So the policy I'm introducing, if passed on Tuesday, will ask county staff to do three things. Collaborate with the San Diego County Office of Education to develop and implement solutions to address the unrestricted use of smartphones during school hours. Second is leverage our existing work within the County of San Diego's Health and Human Services Agency to support local school districts with their wellness policies so that we can put together some best practices to address the use of mobile phones. And finally, we're going to be utilizing our new Office of Evaluation, Performance, and Analytics, OEPA, to provide technical support to figure out what's working and what's not working as we roll out these mobile phone policies across the county. Staff will be asked to return to the board by March 31st in 2025 with a progress report and along with a status update on all of these plans. In addition to this set of policies, and regardless of the vote on Tuesday, I want to help the schools in my district. So I've partnered with local nonprofit Campagna Studios and provided $100,000 of a San Diego County grant to support District 3 middle and high school students that would like to pilot a program to restrict student cell phone usage during the school day. My office is reaching out to the 35 middle and high school My office is reaching out to the 35 middle and high school in District 3 to invite them to sign up to see if they would like to participate in this pilot program. We want to make sure that every middle and high school across our district is aware of these funds. We have a lot of examples of different kinds of devices that can be used to store cell phones during the school day. So it's going to be up to the schools how they roll this out and what specific type of programs they want to use. But we are making $100,000 in a grant program available for all the middle and high school schools across my district if they do want to do anything to support mental health of young people by restricting mobile phone usage on their school grounds. Participation in this grant program will be on a first-come, first-served basis. I have spoken with several parents who have expressed their deep concern about what's going on with mental health and the use of mobile phones by their middle school and high school students. Not a day goes by that one of these parents doesn't tell me about some of the severe challenges that their teen is facing due to extensive cyberbullying or distractions from mobile phones in the classroom and on school grounds. So I wanted to thank Sharon Bowden, the parent of a student in the Carlsbad Unified School District. She was one of the leaders championing the Carlsbad School's new mobile phone policy. So I've invited her here today to share her own experience as a mom of teenagers on why access to mobile phones while kids are on school grounds and in the classroom needs to be addressed. Sharon?
So much, Remer, for your proactive approach to this. This is a really important topic. So I am Sharon Bowden. I'm mother to a couple teens in the Carlsbad Unified School District. And I actually only have one in the district right now. My son did have to leave school early because of cyberbullying. So he left, took his GED, and is into college now. But it really hit close to home. So this is really important to me. I also think I have pretty good insight on this topic because I am a substitute teacher. I'm a certificated teacher in the district. I put in hundreds of days, and I fill in everything from special ed TK all the way up through AP honors classes. So I've seen it all. I've seen all different types of classes, different grades, different environments. So I've observed so many, literally thousands of incidents where cell phone use has negatively impacted learning. My own kids, born after 2005, are the first generation to have never known life without tech. And overall, I think it's been a net negative. Despite what you can learn on the computers and all the use in the classrooms for watching videos, overall, it's been hard on the kids. Their brains aren't developed yet to be able to take so much tech in. It's harmful to them. So I've dealt, like I said, with some of these own issues myself. I spoke with some pediatric mental health professionals, and this was in regards to my son. He games a lot, and to the point where I almost consider putting him in what's called a inpatient tech addiction rehab program. There actually is rehab programs for tech addiction. It's pretty unbelievable that that's really necessary, and I thought about it, but we kind of went the other direction with that. But there are many challenges. You can't die from tech use, right? You can't die from cell use, but you can have many negative, harmful effects, health and mental, physical health and mental. They're not getting out as much. They're not exercising as much. They're missing out on a lot of opportunities to engage with their peers in person. The opportunity loss when they refuse to do their homework unless they level up on that game. It's just an endless opportunity loss for them. So that was a challenge for us, and we're still dealing with that today. But this does connect directly with the cell phone use in the classrooms. These kids are literally addicted, and we've got to do something for them. We've got to do better for them. So like Mrs. Remer said, we had a petition started last year. I've got several hundred. I think we're up to 250. We wanted to show the policymakers in Carlsbad Unified that we were serious about a stronger policy, some wording that is stronger, that isn't just so open to interpretation. So we did collect several hundred signatures showing that we do have opinion on this. So we had some resistance from parents who misunderstood. They imagined that we wanted to take the phones away during lunch or passing period. That's never on the table. The kids will always have access during breaks and during lunch, before and after school. We also had some misunderstanding that the kids wouldn't have access during an emergency. For example, if it is locked up, what if there's a fire or something horrible like an active shooter? How are the kids going to be able to talk to their parents? And we confirmed that no, the kids will always have access just a few steps across the classroom in an emergency. That was a big problem for a lot of parents. And then, of course, there's that cohort who does not want to see improvements in the public schools at all. They don't want to see positive changes. They might actually be actively working against our public schools. So we were never going to get their support in that. But overall, our petition was a huge success. The district listened. They put out their own student-parent survey and got some more feedback and opinions. And they did eventually come up with a slightly stronger policy. My worry is this verbiage is still too open to interpretation. It reads, all personal devices may not be used during instructional time. And we know elementary and middle do a great job with this. We don't see the phone problems in those grades as much. But the problem is in the high school. Half the classrooms I've been in, the teachers do great. They have these and they're used and every pocket is full. They take roll call often by the numbers on the pockets. But kids are pretty sneaky. They'll put in a second phone. They'll drop in their case. So it really has to be monitored. I've come along and I look behind and I can see, oh, so-and-so just has their case in there, marked absent. I am a very strict substitute teacher. They can't get away with much in my class. I've seen it all. And if I see them holding their phone behind their book, for example, I'll have them bring it up and put it on the desk. And I don't have a great reputation with those kids who have a phone addiction, to be honest. I'm tough. So we really want to see across the board a stronger policy, all the teachers using these pouches, maybe even these new things like that. I come in a lot of classrooms and this is in the corner covered in dust like the teacher gave up. We need them to not give up. We have to do better for our kids. Some of the teachers will say things like, you may get your phones out after you finish your work. So what do you think happens there? The kids quickly finish. They turn in subpar work if they do any at all. And they completely disengage. They get right back on their phones, go back to watching their sports, playing their games, making TikTok videos, whatever they do. They don't talk to their peers. They don't finish their homework. They don't double check their work. It's been a pretty big disaster. So we really need to give our kids a better chance. They don't stand a chance when this is an option. We have to take that option away from them. And we want a policy that says the following. Cell phone or Chromebook use for gaming or videos will not be allowed from the welcome bell to the dismissal bell. Simple as that in any given class period. We need something consistent. We also need consequences that don't vary greatly from one class or school to the next. My sister, who I just took to the airport, she told me in Utah, they actually take the kid's phone after fighting it once in use during the day, take it to the office, and the parent has to come in the end of the day and pay $20 to return the phone. I couldn't believe it. I said, wow, I don't know if that'll work in California, but the kids don't use the phones too often, so that's a great thing. She told me she paid a couple $100 one year to get her phone back from her daughter. So that might not be a solution here, but these are great. If the teachers learn how to use them and use them effectively and consistently, the kids will try to get away with hiding them. We've got to do better. With consistency and firmness, we can chip away at this major issue. This will be better for everyone, teachers, parents, administrators, and mostly our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. So as you heard from Sharon, Carlsbad has already begun making real strides on addressing the huge issue of mental health and mobile phone use on school grounds and in classrooms. But this is a countywide problem. We have a lot of school districts, and one of the biggest school districts in San Diego County is San Diego Unified. San Diego Unified has elementary schools, middle schools, high schools. It's a diverse school district with a lot of different kinds of challenges. And so I'm very happy we have here with us today our representative for San Diego Unified in much of District 3. That is Dr. Cody Pedersen. And there is no one better qualified to speak on this issue because not only is he our school board trustee, he is also the parent to a very social media minded pre-teenager. So with that, I will turn the floor over to Dr. Pedersen. Thank you.
It's an important level set here. I think we cover all the levels here. We've got a UTK, preschool, and an elementary school parent, and a middle school parent, and a high school parent. So, before starting, all of us wrestle with this as parents, like a lot of folks out there in TV land. I woke up this morning, cooked breakfast, made lunch. Kids woke up, and immediately I had to say, get your clothes on. Eat your breakfast, no tech. And if I hadn't said tech, Everyone's on their Minecraft or they're on their social media or texting. So this is a reality that all of us face as parents, in addition to being administrators and activists in Sharon's case. I want to thank Supervisor Lawson-Remer for her advocacy and engagement on the issue of student social and emotional wellness, and in particular, student cell phone and social media use and dependency. And that's important because ultimately this serves student wellness, both social, emotional, psychological, as well as academic growth. So we always have to think what the ultimate goal of the policy is, and that is the ultimate goal is wellness. Last month, San Diego Unified's Board of Education adopted a resolution recognizing the potential developmental, academic, and emotional impacts of our children's growing dependency on social media. Our staff is currently working with experts in the field and finalizing an engagement strategy to involve students, parents, teachers, and other staff to support the board in ultimately adopting strengthened district-wide policies on campus cell phone usage. We adults, honestly, have our own challenges with the use and overuse of social media and our phones, as our kids frequently point out at dinner. But when the powerful appeal of texting and instant messaging and posting and tracking likes and loves and laughs impacts child and youth brain development, sustained attention and academic growth, and interpersonal relationships and psychological wellness, it's time for parents and educators and policymakers to step in and set healthy boundaries. Our students' success will in large measure depend in the future on how they engage with technology, and it's our job to make data-informed decisions about how, when, and under what conditions they develop that vital and hopefully healthy and productive relationship with technology that is constantly improving, evolving, and embedding itself ever deeper in our lives. In closing, let me say that I hope this collaboration will grow and broaden. The wellness of our students, social, emotional, and academic, and physical as well, is our district's number one priority. And the wellness and academic growth of our students are intimately tied to the safety and security of the socioeconomic context of education. So many of our families are struggling economically and psychologically, and I hope that we can strengthen the referral relationship through our district wellness centers, and the supervisor alluded to this, so that student families in need can receive the county's life-saving behavioral health support. And with that, thank you again to Supervisor Lawson-Remer for leading on this, and to all of the county's dedicated staff.
So just again, to reiterate, I brought this policy and as well as opened this grant program because it is vital that the county get ahead of the game on addressing and tackling the issue of mental health for young people. Too often we wait until it's already a crisis. But the fact is that the excessive use of mobile phones on our school grounds and in our classrooms is creating addictions, dependencies, cyberbullying, and a downward spiral that's really severely impacting the well-being and the social emotional health of young people across San Diego County. And it's putting us closer and closer to a crisis. So I'm bringing this policy on Tuesday and opening this grant funding window so we can try to tackle the crisis at the root. Try to get the mobile phones that are distracting our young people from making friends and from learning out of their hands so they can focus on the person in front of them, focus on conversations, focus on connectedness, focus on learning, focus on the teaching, the lessons, and what they're in school to do, which is to learn and to build community, not to sit on their phones and play Minecraft and scroll through Instagram and like or dislike or potentially begin to have FOMO at the posts of their friends that are just across the classroom when they could just walk across the classroom and have a conversation with those same kids. So school is hard enough. Being a young person is hard enough. And it's up to us to do everything we can not to make it even harder. There's a lot of data that shows that social media and mobile phone use is as addictive in many cases as fentanyl. And we are being serious about tackling addiction in our community, and this is part of that. The statistics I've shared today demonstrate that the mental health of our kids is being very severely impacted by being so tethered to their mobile phones. So I'm very hopeful my colleagues will support this proposal I'm bringing on Tuesday. And I'm also very hopeful that some of the teachers and administrators and principals and parents and even young people across District 3 and middle schools and high schools will come to my office and apply for funding to implement pilot programs in your own school to try to build community and get people more focused on what's happening in the classroom than what's happening on their mobile phone device. So that grant window is open, and I'm also available now for questions. So thank you so much.